So where are you at today with your life? What's going on? How's everything going for you? When you look back about 5 years ago and you envisioned what it would be like 5 years later, which would be today, did you think that you would be where you're at right now? Think about that. What about 5 years from now? Is there any shot in 2000, whatever year this is, and say 5 years from now, is there any shot at you getting what you really truly want and what you feel you deserve if you don't change something from within inside of yourself? Is there any shot at that happening? If you haven't learned anything from, say, the last 5 years or the last 1 year, then I don't really know what to tell you. But if you're paying attention to whatever is going on around you, by the way, whatever is going on around you, it's all feedback. Whatever happens to you, it's feedback. It's feedback to let you know that what you're doing is working, or what you're doing, you need to make some amendments and change something, probably from within yourself, before anything else. So you got to pay attention to that. Everything is feedback. It so is. And then what about if you're like most people, you're living a lifestyle of some massive debt. You owe more on your house and maybe than what it's worth, and you've got a few lifestyle diseases that you've accumulated throughout the years because maybe you haven't taken care of your health. A lot of that, if not all of it, is completely reversible. And I only say that because I've seen so many people reverse those things, whether it be debt from a financial scenario or lifestyle diseases. So it's all on how you spend your time. I mean, are you being faithful with your time? Are you being faithful with how you spend your money? And what about that money? You realize everyone's going into debt in some way or another, so debt isn't in and by itself, debt is not the thing that's going to make you broke or wealthy. It depends on what you do with debt. About 98% of the population uses debt to live and die broke. Not consciously, but they just don't know any better. They use it to live and die broke. Only about 2% of the population uses debt, the same debt, to live and die wealthy and healthy and free, because freedom is the core value. At least with the 2%, the 98%, security is the core value, and they have neither security or freedom. It's a strange form of some really twisted irony, but that's life. That's the way that it is. So, I don't know. You gotta sort of reflect on, what do you want? What are your priorities? God, spirituality, family, your kids? I don't know. What is it? And you have to attach, I guess, something or maybe a result to what it is that you want. Like money, for example. One of my biggest pet peeves is when people say things like, money isn't everything. Money doesn't make you whole, doesn't make you complete. You can't buy happiness. I mean, I'm thinking, okay, thank you, Captain Obvious. I know that. But we trade on some form of currency. It's money. It's not everything. It's not the most important thing, but it ranks up there reasonably close to oxygen. You cannot pay your bills. You cannot live without having money. So in the end, we don't really do anything for money. We do it for what money is going to get us, such as the means to pay our bills, so that we can live in peace rather than stress from the bill collectors calling us every week or every month or every day. We need money for those things. If your heart bleeds to save the whales or to feed 1 billion plus people that are starving to death, most of them kids in the world, you need a lot of friggin' money. And you're not doing it for the money, you're doing it to feed the starving people. So that's just become one of my biggest, most common pet peeves with a lot of people when I start talking about opportunity to make all this money. Oh, money can't do this, it can't buy you happiness, doesn't make you complete. This false sense of an altruistic self that people express. And maybe it's a form of protecting one's ego because they haven't figured out a way to make a lot of money to fund the causes that bleed to their hearts. I don't know, but that seems like a logical thing. But I'm telling you, If your heart bleeds to give back and fight for a cause, you need lots of money. And it's not about the money, it's about the cause. But you need the money for the cause. So you better learn how to make lots and lots of money. I don't care what it is. Or maybe your heart doesn't bleed for a cause. If that's the case, you're an alien to me. I can't even relate to that. But if that's you, I honor that, I respect that, but you still need to pay the bills. You need to take care of yourself at least, and that costs money. Now maybe you're living on government subsidies in the forms of Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and whatever else, but you know what? It still takes the same money. It just may be funded by somebody else, or a lot of somebody else's. We'll just call them United States taxpayers. That money is coming from somewhere. It takes a lot of money. So you might as well learn how to make a lot of money. And you know what? Whatever has been placed right in front of you, even if you're living paycheck to paycheck or worse, you're homeless, you have everything placed right in front of you to prosper with, to grow from wherever it is that you've been planted, so that you can have everything you've ever wanted, and you can live and become all that you desire to live and become. And when you do that, you set ego aside. All of this boils down to ego, by the way. It's all ego. If you put ego aside, I know everybody says, oh, I don't have an ego problem, but all of us do. Even me. It happens. We have to keep that in check, consciously. You put ego aside, truly aside, and there is no way you will be able to deny 1 billion people in the world who are starving to death. Most of them kids. There's no way you will be able to deny them any longer if you put ego aside. Because then at that moment, when you've truly got ego in the trash can, you're going to work as hard as you possibly can to make as much money as you possibly can to alleviate this problem as much as you possibly can of 1 billion people that are starving to death. And that's just one cause. There's lots of causes that are in dire need of people to step up and be a champion for. I mean, everything from starving people to the sex slave trade, human trafficking, to the energy crisis, to the healthcare crisis, and on and on and on. But there is way too many people that's in this mindset of, I'm just going to coast. I'm going to live paycheck to paycheck. I'll even settle for living in debt, which is settling for living a lifestyle of slavery. Now, how pathetic is that? You owe your lender some money, whether it be for your house, a mortgage, a car payment, credit card debt, whatever it is. 98% of the population is living this lifestyle of modern-day slavery. And there's 1 billion people in the world starving to death. And you live within a country that has an economy that's like a ladder, free for anybody to climb, and yet you treat it like a bed to rest on. If you were truly to put your ego aside, this horrible, terrible ego that's killing you and others around you, if you were to really put that aside, you would see the economy for what it is, a ladder that you can climb. You would make as much money as possible. You would gravitate towards a cause that just pulls your heartstrings, and you would fight tooth and nail for that cause. And you would consider yourself the obligation of the cured. Cured from what? I don't know. What is your scenario? Are you broke? Maybe you need to be cured from that. Are you in debt? Maybe you need to be cured from being in debt. Do you have lifestyle diseases? Maybe you need to be cured from that. Maybe it's a combination of a bunch of things. I don't know, but whatever it is, you need to cure yourself from those things and take on that serious obligation of the cured to reach back, pay it forward for other people, because there are so many millions and even, quite frankly, billions of people that are going to die a painful death. You have no idea what it's like to starve to death unless you've actually done it. And if you're still living, obviously you haven't been through that scenario. You need to set your ego aside, friends. You need to treat the economy that you're a part of like a ladder. instead of a bed to rest on, and climb that sucker as high as you can. Care enough to take on that learning curve, gain the skill sets, do whatever you need to do. Take what's been planted right in front of you already and learn to prosper with what you have now so that you can become ruler of much and fight for a friggin' cause that needs more champions, because there's not enough people in the world yet that have truly set their ego aside to fight for those causes. I want you, friend and other friend and other friend, to start doing those things, but it's not going to happen if you have an ego problem. You need to set your ego aside and get involved. Now, of course, at the end of my video, I'm going to plug in what I'm doing. I'm involved in the network marketing direct sales industry. I could be with any company that I want. Truly, I could. I'm financially free. I'm financially independent. And the company that I'm with is actually doing something to solve a problem in its own country, the United States of America, where 8 out of 10 people, I kid you not, 8 out of 10 people are dying from a lifestyle disease. Lifestyle, that means choices. 8 out of 10 people are dying from the choices that they make day in and day out, from their patterns, their rituals, including their kids. It's inexcusable and it's unacceptable. The company that I'm with has a product that addresses that problem and actually solves that problem. I can't tell you how many people I've seen reverse a chronic disease that would otherwise kill them if not for the intervention that they made with this product, because I connected them to it. That's what I love about the company that I'm with. I'm a big fan of the direct sales, the network marketing industry as a whole, because it's so powerful for so many different reasons. But there's a very specific reason why I'm with the particular company that I'm with within the network marketing field. And that is because we have a product that is addressing a need that is in dire need. And not just from a healthcare crisis point of view, but also from an economic point of view. Our economy is tied into our healthcare system, as is our energy system. Those need to be solved. You solve one of them, you solve probably all of them. And with that comes the resurrection of the American dream. The American economy, jobs, and not only jobs, but jobs that actually pay good. A healthcare industry that is lucrative and affordable for the masses, because there's not near as many people sick. This is a product that has a benefit to society. It's a product that saves a lot of lives. This is a life or death scenario here within people individually and within the economy and the nation as a whole. This is really important to me. It's my heart, it's my soul, it's my passion, it's my sweet spot. I could retire. I did the work already to put my network marketing business in debt to me so that it pays me whether I work or if I don't work, it's going to pay me nicely. But how pathetic would that be to just live that way, coasting on a passive residual income? That's why I love this company. This company has a purpose that the government and the healthcare industry is not going to solve this problem. This company is. So my invitation to you, if you want to be part of this, if you give a damn, if you care enough, and you're humble enough to just follow directions to be delivered out of a tough situation so that you can be delivered out of the tough situation, then you're probably the kind of person that I want to partner with. If you don't give a damn, then you're probably not. But if you do, and I think most people do, probably everyone does on some level, then you might be the kind of person that I really want to bring into this business and spread this product so much more than it currently is, because we need more people. I've affected thousands, literally thousands of lives, and I feel extremely fortunate to have done so. But when you're dealing with a nation of 300 million plus people and a world of about 7 or 8 billion people, I'm not enough. We need more people. I need more people to do this with me. So if this speaks to your heart and you're willing to use your money to work for you instead of putting away in a savings account, but actually making your money work for you to bring you out of debt in the same process, or maybe you're not in debt, but you just need to make more money for whatever reason, for your causes, to give back more, or to keep it for a family trip, or whatever your personal why is, then hook up with me. Just send me a private message and let's have a conversation. We'll ask each other some questions, and if this is a good partnership, then I have no doubt we're going to affect, between you and me, oh my goodness, if I single-handedly can affect thousands of lives, imagine what a really great partnership could do as well. I want you to connect with me because you believe what I believe. You've heard this video now that's gone on for quite a few minutes. If you made it to the end of this, odds are you believe what I believe. If you believe what I believe, and we partner up, I have no doubt we can go from affecting thousands to millions of lives and positively impacting them so greatly that we will form a tidal wave of impact that will grow so far away from us that we might actually reverse the trends of obesity and chronic disease and debt in this country so that people can live less like slaves and more like free human beings. And that's what I want more than anything else in the world. My heart bleeds for it, as well as feeding all the starving people and diminishing the animal abuse and torture and getting people and children out of the sex trade industry. If you believe what I believe, connect with me. Let's form this partnership that cannot be dissolved no matter what, and we will affect so many lives in a time that so needs it in a very dire kind of way. I'm going to end this video now. I look forward to hearing back from some of you. Like I said just a few minutes ago, I could retire, but I don't want to. There is so much more to give back to this planet that I live on, and with all the problems that exist, that's going on. I don't want to coast along no matter what. I'm hungry just as much as I was when I was one step away from being homeless. And even though I'm totally financially free and independent, I think I'm actually more hungry now. And I'm hungry to find those other people, to connect with other people like yourself, if that's you, to bring this mission and this dream to reality. It has to be done. It just has to. I look forward to connecting with you.